This video is brought to you by my lovely patrons over on Patreon. I'd like to give a huge shout out to Anina, Clay, Mariah, Maddie, Edalis, Dre, Thomas, Tara, Zoe, Zuzia, Ainsley, Sabine, Jimma, Bailey, Azzy, Jacqueline, Monica, Jordan, Green, Lizzie, Willow, Danny, Blessing, Avery, Maddie, Alexia, B, Max, T, Taylor, M, Lovely, Antonina, Anna, Valen, Ali, Obsessed, Brianna, Nicole, Carnations, Kristen, Tequila, Autumn, Emily, Sarah, Vanessa, Nini, Nura, Matcha, Ava, Yasmin, Leah, Kayla, Ali, Ginny, Vika, Inez, June, Elizabeth, Penguin, Sammy, Roland, Rose, Lydia, Mila, Adrian, Lexi, Bana, Chi, Madison, Beck, Jemiah, Mads, Rachel, Daisy, Honeybee, Jade, Hooves, Rose, Alyss, Caden, Sponge, AJ, Kate, Jay, Praxton, Nicole, Terry, Hollow, Rebecca, Allison, Jacqueline, Jakaria, Mina, Lilith, Ange, Jasmine, Lizard, Haley, Kiki, Illyria, Lady Demista, Zebra, Lala, Ari, Amy, Busy, Molly, Xylosaurus Rex, Lunaris Galaxia, Maya, Novastar, Annie, Tori, Ariel, and Bolchi. If you'd like to support this channel and get some pretty nifty perks such as exclusive weekly audios and novel readings, the link is in the description. Good morning. That was that was the sound of my brain shutting off, I think. Dun 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 dun. I remember last night you went to bed without anything on. And I was not at all expecting you to come out of my bedroom with one of my t-shirts on. And even if I had predicted that that would be the case, I guess I was simply unaware of the effect that would have on me. Let's just say, I think that this outfit is far more enticing than the last one. Not to say that you don't look great in the birthday suit. It's just, wow. Okay, good. I realize that with my brain completely turning to mush and sputtering out that sentence did not sound good, but I'm glad that you caught on to what I meant after a while, because wow. So a very, very, very important question is, how did you sleep? It's the most important question. Okay, good to hear. One of the things when I moved in here, I didn't have that much money when I first moved here. But the one thing that I always said to myself is I have to have a good, comfortable bed. Because if you don't have a good, comfortable bed to lay down in at the end of the night, then what do you really have? You're spending like at least 5 hours in it every single day. You probably spend the majority. Pretend that didn't happen, okay? Because that is really embarrassing. You spend the majority of your day there, and if you're not comfortable, then I'm glad. Now, the other question that accompanies "Did you sleep well?" is, and I need to know this because keep in mind, for my entire life, I have always slept alone. Did I snore? Yes, good. It's just for future circumstances, it's good to know, you know? Oh, I slept like very sound. I slept like a log. I guess if you want to view it that way, yes, you could say that I was worn out, but I don't know. I've never literally slept in the same bed with anyone before. So I think that I unlocked a new appreciation to that level of companionship. It was very reassuring to have someone beside me, I guess. I don't know if that's weird. Well, thank you for the reassurance. I appreciate that. And in regards to getting worn out and being worn out, that was how was that for you? Well, I'm quite aware how it sounded, but that was kind of in the heat of the moment and in the throes of passion and like the I don't know the word for it, but so it could have been like artificially enhanced, or you could have been just wanting to make me happy, and you could have been fake. Okay, I promise. I am looking at you and I am listening to you right now. I guess tomato is apt. I can feel myself burning up. I'm honestly, I did not expect that level of appreciation, but I was hoping you would say something along those lines, because that is definitely the best experience that I've ever had, for sure. Oh yeah, no, I'm glad that you noticed. I am indeed in the kitchen. So when we went to dinner last night, you kind of just ordered, and I didn't really get to ask you what type of food you like. So I kind of, I hope this doesn't sound aimless, but I just kind of went for everything. So I made you eggs, bacon, sausage, ham, pancakes, waffles, hash browns, American fries. In normal circumstances, I would agree it is a lot, but like you said, we were up to a lot of physical activity last night, and I am starving. Oh, well, sometimes my mind just kind of like goes in a certain direction, but you're right, that was not the case for this. I was just, you're the sun is coming through my blinds, and it's hitting you in a way that is the most golden hour thing that I've ever been witness to. You just and you're standing there in my t-shirt, and you just look stunning. Well, thank you. I don't know. This is just what I wear around the house generally, so I'm not gonna lie and say that I didn't. I don't know. Maybe spruce myself up in the bathroom a little bit, make sure that the face was looking okay. Maybe I am being a little awkward, but it's. I promise you that it's not completely intentional. It is a byproduct of. So it's going to sound like I'm going off on a tangent right now, and I promise you that I am not doing that. But and this will relate to what I have to say, but just bear with me, okay? One, when I was growing up, I grew up to a single mom, and I basically got my entire code of ethics from her. And she had this like huge thing above every other thing that she expected of me and herself and everyone around her. She was very strict on the idea that honesty is the best policy, and there is basically no need for lying ever. And I'm pretty on board with that, I think. No, I am on board with that, but I am aware that sometimes like little white lies need to be told in order to calm a person down or enhancing an experience, just for like a temporarily, like surprises, for example. Back on track, and because I had honesty instilled in myself at such a young age, I say things sometimes that sound ridiculous, but they're how I'm feeling in the moment, and they're real, and I feel like I need to do that with you right now. No. Well, it depends on how you define bad. I wouldn't look at this as something bad, but of course, that's from my perspective. You could look at it as something bad. Hey, you've seen how completely all over the place I am. I'm trying to hone all of my thoughts into one place and prepare myself to deliver what I'm about to say in a very, in a straight line, not deviating from. It's hard. I'm not particularly someone who is prone to like things that have to do with destiny or like immediacy. For example, my mom was a huge believer in love at first sight. And I could never get on board with that. I was like, people are so much more complicated than that idea is giving them credit for. It's so important to understand people. And saying that you can be in love at first sight is just kind of completely undermining the whole human experience. And she would always say to me, it's totally understandable that you feel that way. You will just never know until you experience it. And I would always say, whatever, and just kind of write her off. I'm glad you sat down, because that will probably, this is a lot. I'm not saying that what I felt was love when you slid into the bar at O'Malley's, but there was an intense, visceral, extreme reaction where my heart started like palpitating, and I got really sweaty, and I just kind of got lost in your eyes. And I don't know if that's love. I've never been in love with someone before, so I'm not really able to assert that and properly pick out that emotion. But I do know that I felt like something, and a lot of something for you. for the moment I saw you. It was almost like I had seen you in like a bunch of my past lives, and that moment looking at you just kind of reignited all of the feelings that I felt from all of our times, all of the time that we've spent together, or we had spent together in those past lives. There's like a sleeper agent getting activated. And then I was like, okay, you're feeling those feelings right now, but you kind of have to like go on a date with someone also. And then we did. And then we agreed to a 2-hour dinner. And then we went and we got ice cream. And then we went to the park. And then, listen, I need you to understand, I am not like easy. I do not put out on the first date. I think I've never done that before. But I was like, I couldn't even control myself. Not in the bad way, because obviously that could be interpreted negatively. But I just kind of went with the flow, which is something that's very difficult for me to do. But you were the flow, and I can't shake the feeling that you are my flow, and you're like, I just got caught up in a wave that's going to carry me to the end of my life. So yeah, I thought it was important for you to know the feelings that I was feeling, because I don't want to hide them from you, and you deserve to know, so you can like properly realize how much of a crazed maniac I am, and you can dip out of here immediately. Yeah, no, that's a defense mechanism for the probability you don't feel the same way, I guess. And although I am starving, maybe part of that, all the food was for that too. No, yeah, you can say whatever you want to say. Nothing will disappoint me. I'm not expecting anything of you. No, nothing. I promise. Uh, uh, um, I would probably run over there and, with your consent, give you 2 big smooches on the mouth. So do I have permission for that? No, don't worry. Everything is done cooking. I just haven't plated it all yet. Mm. I'm so glad I went with my gut, because the more and more time that you have to think about it, your heart starts to outweigh your head, and my head starts to outweigh my heart. Obviously, that's how it is for most people. And my head was telling me how irrational I was sounding, and how like bonkers that this whole thing was. But initially, my heart, aside from the feeling that I was feeling, also kind of my heart was telling me that there was a chance that you reciprocated the feelings. I didn't want to like rush into it or anything, or read into it too much, because That was. I guess post confession kisses hit even harder than pre, kisses hit. That's a good question, and I can't say for sure. I don't want to, like, this type of intensity in a feeling is brand new to me. But the one thing that I do know is that I have this desire to be close to you all the time. And sure, there's a part of me that could logically say this is just, a very intense honeymoon phase feeling. But in my heart, I know that that's not the truth. So okay, good. Well, I guess that's another bonus, right? Is both of us have never felt this way. Both of us are very, very, like, we're feeling feelings that we've never felt before. I just said the same thing twice. The point is that we're in this together. And I guess the best thing that I can say is let's just go wherever our hearts take us. And what is your heart telling you right now, then? There's no point in pretending that, in like the pretenses of, you have to court me first, or I have to court you first. You know how I feel about you. I now know how you feel about me. I would like to be your boyfriend, very much so. So now that we have had that conversation, before I say anything else, what? I don't know. One more might be a little bit too much to... Of course I'm joking. Anytime you want a kiss, you come over here. I will give you a kiss. It would be my pleasure and my honor. So as I was saying, now that that conversation is done, you have a giant breakfast to start eating, and don't worry about me. I'm just gonna go hit the shower. I would have hit the shower before but I didn't know how heavy of a sleeper you are. And while I go hit the shower, just think about what you want to do on our second date, because unless you have plans, I don't know if I'm ready for this to end today. That's a really hard offer to refuse, but I have heard your stomach grumbling this entire time, so you need to eat. Maybe if we get up to some physical activity, we can shower together tonight. Anyways, I'm gonna go. You think about it, and I really, 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 really like you.